guys. You can even get closer. Look at this guy. This is our nectar rabbit here.
Ja,
Banana quid.
kom beetje.
Banana quid. It's just
Alright,
coming.
Lada, eat your
It's
heart.
one of those honeysuckers, we call it. So it's just normally living behind the hummingbirds to try to get some of the food they get. In areas like Middle East, probably in Iran, I don't know if you remember to see also honeysuckers. They really more look like a hummingbird. Someone with long tails, beautiful light green colors, very colorful groups. But the first thing you have to know, guys, is that the hummingbirds, for the moment, as this is species we see now, are only found in the American continent. It's hard to tell because, you know, when we try to explain the possible evolution of somebody, we use the fossils. You know, fossils. In the case of the birds, you know, they are modified reptiles, in my opinion. That's the way to see birds. And one of the adaptations that they create to take to fly, to learn to fly, was getting light. All they can is to get light. It's the same thing why the toucan beak, even that looks big, is made out of keratin. Oh, I got the magenta. Look at this one. Guys, listen. Oh, that's the fastest of all colibris we got. If you read about the maximum speeds of hummingbirds, that's being recorded by the magenta. We later can see it, but the only thing is more shy. Coming back. You're gonna hear it. The speed is amazing. It's like a beetle. Yeah. Guys, the story is that in the hummingbirds, you know, like all birds, they have hollow bones. This is one of the adaptations from these modified reptiles. But in the case of a hummingbird, it's more weird because it's not even like the hollow bone is not really like a rigid bone. It's more like cartilage. So it's not really easy to talk about fossils to explain the evolution. Base it on, for example, the first plants in South America that were evolved for hummingbirds is how people finally get an agreement to believe that the history of hummingbirds starts 65,000 years ago. But in the areas that we know today as South America. By this time, South America was already split to the rest of the world. So, the way to explain the isolation. Later, when Central America was built, they found their way to North America. So in Canada, for example, even far as Canada, you can see some of them. The only thing is that once you leave Canada, United States, every time you're getting close to the tropics, you're going to see more per meter square. The reason is because you are getting to the regional background where they live. Look at the magenta again. I want you to see this guy. This is very special. That's the male.
I think we only have one species in North America, right?
No, 14.
14. We only have one species in North America.
Spread in all North America. The most common, yes, you have some ones that are taking more of the place, like the rufous tail, ruby-throated. But in total there are 14 types. But it's still well understood that just because, for example, Monteverde has more species than all North America together. Here in Monteverde we have counted 17 types, to 19 types in a year. Costa Rica known to have 53 different types. In total, the knowledge about American hummingbirds is going to 300, and listen because it's going to be in the test. 333 different species is the total number of hummingbirds so far on the list. 333. The farthest place they got out of American continent was to some Caribbean islands. So, by the way, in Cuba is where you can go, if you go to Cuba, and see the reason of why hummingbirds are considered the smallest birds in the world. The smallest hummingbird is seen only in Cuba. It's endemic to the island of Cuba. That means this lives only there. Reports we have 2.8, 2.6 grams in weight for about 5 to 6 centimeters long. And that difference of 1 centimeter is because male to female. The male has a longer tail. Yep, like this. For many years, actually, Cubans thought it was an insect. So the name is actually bumblebee hummingbird for that reason. Until maybe somebody grabs it and says, wait, it has feathers. It's the smallest bird on the planet. And by this species called hummingbirds have that record. But, as you have seen already, once you talk about the diversity of the 333, with this diversity also comes diversity in sizes. Until you get to the big ones. Here, this green crown brilliant is one of the big ones, sitting on the branch, right in front of you. You have the green crown brilliant. And in a minute, I don't know if you're going to see, you saw already the blue one, a big, huge blue one.
Over there.
It's called the violet sable wing. That one,
There he
back
is.
there, look at that.
He's beautiful.
Look at him.
Two of them.
But and then, to see the biggest of all, that is even bigger than regular birds like warblers, is you have to go to Peru. in Machu Picchu, Cusco areas, endemically also to that area, is living the Inca hummingbird, or giant hummingbird. Reports to have the size of a truck. It's a really big one. In between, we have the rest of all of them. The truth is that most of them are very small, and that's what provides the ability of these guys to be really quick, to have the record of the fastest bird on the planet as well. But fastest not just in the speed of flying. For example, this wing beating, can you be focused in this bird and count how many wing beatings it does? So we need a camera. Today I put in slow camera version, and that's where you're going to realize that the average promedio for wing beating is being between 50 to up to 90 times per second, moving the wings. Yeah. Más así, ahí estoy hablando con Ariana.